Like, am I audible to the online audience?
Hi, yes. Yes, you are audible. Yeah.
Great. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Yatin, and I will be the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 469th meeting of Eloquent Toastmasters Club Gurgaon. Every Toastmasters Club has an MRP standing for Mission, Rules, and Passion. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Coming to the rules of our meeting, firstly, please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. Secondly, as Toastmasters, we don't talk about politics, sex, or religion in a derogatory manner. Thirdly, please don't crosstalk. For online audience, I request you to put yourself on mute when you're not speaking. Turn off your video if you're going out of the meeting. This would help avoid distraction for our speakers. And finally, coming to passion. Eloquent is the third consecutive President's Distinguished Club. Huge salute to the blood and sweat of our members and EC who work tirelessly to make it happen. I'll now hand it over to the presiding officer for today, Dikshita.
Yes, be careful. I spilled some coffee. So sorry, I spilled some coffee.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 469th meeting of Eloquent Toastmasters. Today, our Toastmaster Bhavesh would actually walk us through the essence of non-verbal communication. And before we dive into this engaging session, let's welcome our guest, Ridham Gupta. So, Ridham, can you just unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm good. How are you all?
Good, Ridham. So, could you just introduce yourself to us? Like, how did you hear about us?
Yeah, sure. So I basically, so for me, like it was, a Toastmaster club started in my company. So there I basically get introduction about Toastmasters. So like I was interested in it, but I wanted to, join a club outside my company as well, where I could, broaden my network, meet new people, and of course improve my public speaking and confidence. So I started searching about several Toastmaster clubs on the website. So I come across this Toastmaster club, like, just my gut feeling. Like I thought, like, this would be perfect group for me. Timing was also suiting me. So I have a first conversation with Vishal. It really went well. So yeah, so that's when like I kind of decided that I want to be part of this club. So this is how I basically come here. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ridham, and hope you like the meeting. So now I would like to welcome our team ward.
That was too early, actually. I wasn't prepared. Okay. A quick show of hands in the room if you have ever felt low confidence or suffered from low confidence in life. Are you the only one who has not suffered from low confidence? Keep your hands raised for a while. All of us?
Except Yatin and Aish.
Ayushi has. Thank you so much. Ayushi has, Yatin has. Hard hitting question straight away on a Saturday morning. What are you doing to us? Right? Don't you worry. What if I tell you that by the end of this meeting, I'm just going to give you some non-verbal cues because of which you can not just project yourself as a confident person, but also feel confident from within. That's the idea. Very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest Ridham. Very warm welcome to this fantastic meeting of Eloquent Toastmasters Club. My name is Bhavesh Meghwani and I am going to be the Toastmaster of the day for this session. The theme as the Toastmaster of the day, which I have actually chosen, it's about non-verbal communication. But we will dive deep into the theme. But as the teamer, it's my imperative responsibility to set the agenda for the benefit of the guest, which is of course Vikram again. Any typical Toastmaster meeting comprises 3 sections. The first is the prepared speech section, where 2 super amazing women of ETC, Ayushi and Dakshita, are prepared with their speeches, and they will be coming along with their evaluators to present their speeches from their pathways. Second, the most fun, exhilarating round of any Toastmaster meeting is going to be the table topic session, where our super amazing, wonderful Toastmaster Rashmi will come along and will provide all of us with some quirky, funny, and we'll all have to think on our feet to come up with something. Guest rhythm, you will be, I think, more than welcome to volunteer for this section. And last but not the least will be our evaluation section, led by our beloved Toastmaster Mayank, who is going to be the general evaluator for this meeting. Without any further ado, I would like to call him up on the physical dais, but just few words about him. I think we two Sindhi brothers have something in common. We have this chemistry that whenever I am on the stage as team mod, he chooses to be the general evaluator, but he's a chartered accountant by profession. As a person, he's a detail-oriented person. Was actually MIA since last few days, but he's back in now. Please come on the stage and introduce your role and your tag team for us.
Thank you. Super happy to be holding this stage after like almost 2 months. I'm the general evaluator of this meeting. As a general evaluator, I'll be evaluating various sections of this meeting. Of course, I have a team as well. But before that, let me ask you a question here. When we are born with certain type of fears. We are born with certain type of fears, not acquired. Born with certain type of fears. Can anyone tell me what are those fears? Do you know? Any guesses?
Failure.
Sorry? Failure.
Fear of heat.
Fear of getting cold, like physically
Very close.
or emotionally.
It is scientifically proven that when we are born with 2 type of fears, hardwired in our minds. First is fear of falling down. And second is fear of loud voice or sound. These 2 fears genetically are hardwired in our minds. Every other fear which you can think of, like fear of death, fear of losing someone, fear of failure, fear of interviews, fear of dark, fear of a dog, that is acquired. That is acquired as we grow up. And one most common fear, which almost all of us acquire knowingly or unknowingly, at least I did. And I'm sure most of us acquired is fear of being judged. Agreed or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
No,
Fear of being judged. Very good.
I don't have that fear.
Excellent. So he's the only exception, but that's very common fear of being judged. At least I acquired it. The best part of Toastmasters is we are evaluating you. We are not judging you. Evaluation is focused on providing the constructive feedback for overall development of the guests as well as the members. With this brief introduction, now I will call upon my tag team members. They will one by one introduce their role as well. First is the timer of the day, which is Toastmaster Saurabh. Yes.
A warm good morning to all of you, to my Toastmaster and fellow guests. I am Saurabh and today I am taking a timer role. This is my first time and I will show you the timing reports in the meeting. the for prepared speeches, the time durations will be 5 to 7 minutes. Green card for 5 minutes, and yellow cards for yellow cards 6 minutes, and at 7 minutes I will show red card. I will show red card until you quit. And for table topics, the time durations will be 1 to 2 minutes. Green card at 1 minute, and yellow card at 1 minute and 30 seconds. And red card will appear at 2 minutes. I will show until you quit. And for evaluators, the time duration to 2 to 3 minutes. Green card at 2 minutes, yellow card for 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and the red card for 3 minutes. I will show until you quit, and I will present a detailed timing report, and let's see which Toastmasters truly understand the meaning of time. And all the best, everyone.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Saurabh. Time is money these days, so we'll make sure that we follow the time. Next is the backbone of English communication, grammarian. I welcome Toastmaster Vishakha here on the stage so that she can introduce her role to everyone.
Thank you so much. Hi everyone. Happy to be here after again a while just like you. As your grammarian for today, my goal will be to pay attention to the language that is used throughout the meeting. I'll be appreciating effective grammar, vocabulary, and also noting down areas of improvement. And I've chosen the word of the day and phrase of the day inspired by our theme, which is non-verbal communication. So coming to the word of the day, which is expressive. The meaning is showing thoughts or feelings clearly through facial expressions, gestures, or tone. An example would be her expressive eyes said more than words ever could. Coming to the phrase of the day, which is actions speak louder than words. The meaning is what someone does has more impact than what they say. And an example would be he didn't say much, but his support during tough times proved that actions speak louder than words. And I would encourage everyone to use both the word of the day and phrase of the day. When someone uses it, please do give a thumbs up to acknowledge that. And I'll be coming back later when for the form to share the report. Thank you all.
With your hand movements, I must say you were very expressive and your actions were speaking louder than words. Very good. Now, next is my last team member is our counter, which is Toastmaster Devanshu. Could you please come over to the stage and introduce your role?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So, hello, good morning, dear fellow Toastmasters and the guests. So, today I will be playing the role of our counter. I'll give my introduction later on. But first of all, I would like to take a moment and think about the greatest speech of the history, I Have a Dream. Just think about that speech. If the person, the speaker, King Martin Luther Jr. have used a lot of words like actually, what could be that impact on the people around us? I know that it could not be that much of influential because of these popular words. So my name is Vivanshu, and today I am playing as an R counter. I am really excited about this. So I will monitor your words, that is filler words that you will be using. I know that English is not our first language, so it is common that people use some kind of words. Even I used. So these words are oh, like, you like, so, well, basically, actually, I mean, right, okay, kind of, literally. So people use these kind of words, and I will make sure I will make my report. And at the end of all the meeting, or at the end of all the speeches, I will come with my report, and I would like to say best of luck to all of you. Do your best, and thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Very nice introduction of the role, Toastmaster Vivanshu. So me and my team will own the last section of this meeting, which is the evaluation section. And with this, I hand it back the stage to our amazing and lovely Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhavesh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mayank, for your introduction and for the introduction of your tag team as well. Great, ladies and gentlemen, coming back to the theme, may I have your attention, please? How do I look?
Very nice.
I look amazing, I know that. Just kidding. How do I look, ladies and gentlemen? Do I look confident or am I looking nervous?
Confident.
What makes you think that I'm looking confident?
You're not shivering, you're not moving.
Your
You're not
voice
stammering.
loud and it's carrying.
Your very speech clarity.
Thanks so much for the words of appreciation. What if I tell you that I am highly nervous at this point in time? I am. My legs are shivering. They're not visible.
Thanks for the
My voice is shivering at the back of my throat. I'm just projecting it louder to project confidence. Let's talk about this very interesting thing. People that are supremely confident, when they walk into the room, they walk as if they are on a mission. They walk and they own the room. They have total command in the room. They make eye contact with each and every person. They don't hesitate to look around. Their gestures are smooth, but they are broad. And their voice, they don't shiver. What is the most difficult thing to learn as a public speaker? Can any one of you tell me that? What is the most difficult thing to learn as a public speaker? I would love Ayushi and Rhythm to just, frequently unmute themselves and answer if you would love to.
I think the most difficult thing to be a public speaker is just volunteering to be on the stage. That
Sorry?
is like the first, to be willing to come up on the stage.
Great. I love that answer. And hold that thought for me. Anyone else in the room?
Being in the moment.
Great.
For me, personally, the first 1 minute. If I can hold that, I'll be very confident.
Have something in mind?
Body language, I would say, for me personally.
Okay. Nikshita,
Body language.
Rashmi,
Articulating my thoughts.
Saurabh. Been there, done that. Yatin.
Being able to say something which adds value for your audience.
For me personally, one of the most difficult thing to learn as a public speaker, which I'm still trying to hone, is how do I walk onto the stage and demonstrate that I'm supremely confident. Think about a police inspector who is walking onto a crime scene and is wanting to say, you are under arrest. Think about that power dynamics. He's like, you're under arrest. You are under arrest.
He's scared.
How do you walk onto the stage is something which I think all should learn. Chest out, shoulders backward, chin up, eye contact, and you'll command the room. You'll already be perceived as someone who is different in the room. Let's talk about the phase one. Let's talk about the traits of confident people. Confident speakers, you observed Mayank when he actually came. Even before he started speaking, he had total command in the room. Right? His words were very clear. He was not machine gunning a statement. He was articulating it. He was pacing his words in such a manner that we all were hooked in listening to only Mayank. Isn't it? Sometimes people mistake machismo or theatrical display of power as confidence. But in my humble opinion, confidence can be very meek and quiet. It's as simple as sitting comfortably in a chair. Look at her, Dikshita. Look at Ayushi. They have their speeches after this section, but they are sitting very comfortably in a chair. Have you all ever been in a room full of people and you're finding yourself adjusting your butts on the chairs? Because of that nervous energy, confidence is very meek and quiet. Sitting comfortably in a chair. Look at Yatin. Look at Man. Look at Rashmi. Vibhanshu, for that matter, and Saurabh, you have actually grown leaps and bounds. That is the exact point which I would like to talk about. The other thing which confident people are extremely good at is the temporal aspect of space and time. What do I mean by this is, I am gonna take my time to answer your question. I am gonna answer your question in the pace, manner, and tone I choose. How many of you again? Whenever you are practicing your Toastmaster bit in front of the mirror, you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna speak like this is gonna be my articulation, this is gonna be my tone, my accent will come out like this, and when you come here, it all vanishes. Been there, done that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what if I tell you that this is the platform where you can come with that orchestrated, rehearsed bit of yours in the tone, manner, and pace which you would like to speak in, as Mayank rightly did, as Ashish, he does phenomenally, as Ayushi does, Mrinal does, Yatin does, Vishaka does, each and every one of you do. That's what we're actually going to learn. Let's talk about phase 2. Are there any better behaviors which we can follow? Better behaviors. How many of you, when you are actually asked this question that where did this individual go, and you go like this, you point a finger, and as it turns out, this is one of the most hated signs in the world. You all are not liking me right now. Right. But if we just change it to an open palm gesture, and if we just say he went that way, we are already perceived differently. Live example, guys. You like me now better.
Yeah.
Non-verbal cues. Before we jump into this speech section, let's just do a very quick exercise. And I'm telling you, this is just gonna change the mood of this room with confidence. Say with me, no.
No. No. No.
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
Rhythm,
No.
Ayushi,
No,
do this.
no.
Sagar. Welcome, Sagar.
Hi Bhavesh, my internet connection is still a little bit problematic. Can you repeat what I have to say?
You have to just say this like, no.
No,
Open palm gesture.
I did. I'll open the camera in a while.
Great, great. Thank you. I believe you. I believe you. Now do it the way I do it. Here. No. No.
No. No. No.
Say it as you mean it.
No.
Spread your fingers.
No. No.
Deep voice. No.
No. No.
The way I say to my wife?
Yeah.
No.
No means no.
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 Say it as you mean it.
No.
Great. I like that.
No.
Yatin.
No.
Ayushi.
No.
Love that. Rhythm.
No.
Did you notice that when you did this, your fingers had more gap than before? And as your confidence increases, the wider your fingers were becoming. But did you also notice that your voice also kept getting deeper and deeper?
Yeah.
You do this as you mean it. I'm telling you, it's gonna just give you that boost of confidence. Do it. No.
No.
A big no.
Go out there and teach your children, friends, partners how to do this. Let's jump straight to the speech section. We have our first speaker ever so ready, Toastmaster Dikshita. Ayushi, you were first in the order. Okay, no worries. Ayushi, just give me a second. We have someone to welcome. I can do that. Toastmaster Ayushi is actually a freelancer and she works for web development. She is going to speak about a topic which is ever so crucial in all of our lives, but we rarely pay attention to it or we actually think about it. Before I call Ayushi on the virtual dais, we'd like to call her evaluator who is going to be Toastmaster Yatin. A huge round of applause for Toastmaster Yatin. To share her speech objectives and everything which you would like to say. Thank you.
So the purpose of Ayushi's speech is going to be practicing developing a communication plan. And what I'm going to look for is essentially a well-organized speech about her experience with some aspect of plan development. So I'll hand it over back to you, Ayushi. Best of luck on your speech. The title of her speech is The Impossible Takes a Little Longer. The Impossible Takes a Little Longer, Toastmaster Ayushi.
Can you just confirm, am I audible?
You're audible, you're visible, and just for a formal thing. Toastmaster Ayushi, the impossible takes a little longer. The impossible takes a little longer. Toastmaster Ayushi, the virtual dais is all yours.
Have you ever taught a kid about money and making smart choices? Seems impossible with those impulsive spenders, right? I found myself asking the same question when my niece, who is in class 6, came up to me and asked, "Can you help me write an essay on one thing I want to save money for?" I take the notebook from her and I say, "I'll get back to you." I turn to my computer and I start reading about some articles. They were complex and they were so much graphical. It felt almost impossible to explain it in simple terms. So I reached out to my uncle, who is the financial expert. And he suggested host a movie night where she has to pay a fraction of what the movie hall charges for tickets and snacks. And she pays it from her pocket money. And I think to myself, this wasn't the plan. But it's a genius way to make the impossible possible. So I asked Janvi, "Hey, do you want to host a movie night with your friends?" And for her, it was like a dream coming true. I connect with one of Janvi's friends, Samira. Her mother carefully listens to our movie night plan, which is scheduled for 3 weeks from now, and why we are hosting it. She listens, she nods, and then she says, "This is an excellent hands-on experience for these kids. Samira and I are in." And then she asks, "Do you need help with snacks? I can bake cookies and donuts fresh from the oven, ready for the movie night." How could I say no to that? I go through a list of 15 long contacts Janvi had shared with me. And out of those, I got a positive response from Samira, Vihan, Arav, Dhruv, and Ruhi, and they were bursting with excitement. Even their parents helped me in my movie night project. So a week before the big night, we all sat down in my living room and we were going through my checklist. Projector working and set up. Check, says Bihan's dad. And is the movie decided? Decided. Next, tickets printed. It will be sold for 20 rupees each and printed. Ruhi's mom was waving the ticket in her hand. It was ready. Snacks menu created and printed. Dhruv's mom distributed 10 copies among us. And in the menu, it was mentioned that we could order burgers, fries, hot dogs, cookies, donuts, Coke, and milkshake. All for just 15 rupees. The ticket collector is ready, said Ruhi's dad. The chefs of the movie night, Samaira's and Dhruv's mom, gave us a big thumbs up. And the waiter, check, also the cashier at the snacks counter, was Arav's dad. My team of volunteers were all fired up. Now is the big day that we have all been waiting for. The living room was turned into a theater with 10 seats lined up. It was all decorated in dim lights and it felt like a real one. And outside the room, we had a big poster that said Movie Night featuring the Disney movie Encanto, which starts at 8 sharp. And outside the living room, Janvi and her friends were buzzing like bees at the ticket counter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here comes 6 tickets for the group. It will be 120 rupees, Ruhi's mom said. And Janvi and her friends, they fumbled through their pocket and they pulled out crumpled notes and coins and then they counted and they paid 120 rupees at the counter. And they proceeded to the movie theater. Show me your tickets, said Ruhi's dad, who was just standing outside the living room. And one by one in the line, they came forward. He took their tickets, made a small tear, and waved them inside the mini theater. Inside, when they all were seated down, we had our dim lights on. It was still 7:15. We had still 10 minutes to go. So our waiter, Arav's dad, he went inside and handed the menu and asked, "Do you have anything to order, sir? Do you have anything to order, ma'am?" And they all listed their order and he made a note on his waiter's pad. It was 8 and the movie night started. It began and it went smoothly as we had planned. Do you know how much money Janvi and her friends spent at the movie night, which they had saved from their own pocket money? A collective of 6 kids, they spent 300 rupees, which they had been saving for over a month now from their pocket money. When we were planning all these events, it felt it was so chaotic. It would be, parents would have to take time to prepare the dishes. They would have to take leaves from office in order to get the venue ready. It felt so impossible. But along the way, I found a team of friends and family who supported me. They showed me that impossible just takes a little longer. Have you ever felt something is impossible? Your goals and dreams are too far away from your reach. Take it from me, they're not. Just have to nurture it, fuel it, and make it happen. Because remember, impossible just takes a little longer. The next day, I asked Janvi, and I asked her, "What will you write in your essay?" She responded with a cheerful grin and took the notebook from me. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
A big round of applause for Toastmaster Ayushi for that expressive speech. I think the lesson which I actually got to learn from your speech, Toastmaster Ayushi, is exactly the phrase of the day as well. Actions speak, they do speak louder than words. So thank you so much for actually reiterating the phrase of the day with your message. I'll just give a quick minute for all of you to share your respective feedbacks for Toastmaster Ayushi's speech in the WhatsApp groups. And just shower her with your words of appreciation. People are taking longer than expected. I think your speech was that mesmerizing, Ayushi.
Or maybe they're not writing your feedback. I don't know.
Could be either of these. Rashmi says, impeccable storytelling, love the topic. I second that. Vibhanshu is saying, I like the way she expressed her thought. Perfectly articulated, confident, and right use of voice modulation. Nobody can top Ayushi in those aspects. Vishaka is saying, excellent speech, great message, very effectively conveyed as well with a powerful story. Thank you so much for your feedbacks. Now, coming to our second speaker, Toastmaster Dikshita, who is also renowned as the ETC Mata. She is an IT professional. She loves to explore food, different cuisines. She loves to travel. She loves meeting new people as well. And like all of us, she is yet to find her purpose in life. Before I call Toastmaster Dikshita on the physical dais, would love to call her evaluator Toastmaster Ayushi. Thank you so much for wearing multiple hats in this meeting. The virtual dais is all yours for you to be able to explain her objective and the purpose of the speech.
Thank you, Havish. Today, Dikshita is giving her speech from the Path Effective Coaching. And the purpose of her speech is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring and to share some of her previous experience as a protege. This is a level 2 project 3 speech, which is for 5 to 7 minutes. And the title of the speech is Journey of a Protege. All the best, Dikshita, and back to you, Toastmaster Bhavesh.
A thunderous round of applause to welcome Toastmaster Dikshita. Toastmaster Dikshita, Journey of a Protege. Journey of a Protege, Toastmaster Dikshita. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. So today I'm here to give my level 2 to project 3 speech, and the purpose is basically to understand the Toastmaster mentorship. And the title of the speech is Journey of a Protege. So famous Steven Spielberg once said, the mentor is someone who would trade opportunities for his mentee to create his own image. It totally resonates with my journey as Toastmaster. For instance, I have promised myself this tenure that I'm going to complete my pathway. So I was trying to decide a topic for one of my projects. So when I got stuck with the topic, I called my mentor, Mr. Ashish Agarwal, and I asked him, what should I speak for this particular project? He not only guided me for this project, but he also gave me certain topics on which I can comment on. This showed his involvement not only on me as a speaker, but also on my personal development. This shows how a mentor can be powerful in your life. So let me now take you all to the journey of a project. When I was in college, I was assigned a mentor. I was very happy, excited about this journey because it was a completely new thing for me. For good 3 months, I kept waiting for my mentor. I looked at her in every classroom, every corridor, but in vain. After 3-4 months, I saw her at an auditorium. My happiness level could not be compounded. I rushed to her like a lost puppy. I introduced myself as her mentee. After speaking to her for good 2 to 3 minutes, she looked disinterested. She told me she's not the right person to be a mentor. And she's not interested in this mentorship job. I didn't know what to say. I felt lost. Because I'm sure I just wanted somebody as a guide. I would not have asked for a nuclear bomb formula or algebra formula. Nothing else. I just wanted a guidance. So this whole episode taught me that if you're not ready to be a mentor, don't take up the responsibility. Because mentorship is a responsibility. After I finished college, I started working. There I was assigned a mentor who was not from my department. Since I didn't have a very good experience with my first mentor, still I was quite not happy, I would say, but I was looking forward to this new connection again. I pinged him, I tried to block his calendar, but somehow this person was always busy. And if I'm able to reach him out, he will tell me something, an absurd reason he was not ready for the meetup. So one day I met him at an office party. He told me he's ready to take me under his wings, but I look unbothered. First of all, I have never heard this word, unbothered. And secondly, it was me who was following with him. It was me who was trying to build a connection. So do I look a creep in this whole episode? I was again clueless. I kept wondering for a number of days, like what went wrong and why, if I'm assigned a mentor, nobody's interested to speak to me. This made me realize one thing: mentorship is not a title. It is a responsibility if you're ready to take it up. After a couple of days, I was assigned a new mentor. This time, I made sure that I will not put in effort. So I continued with my life. So one fine day, this mentor pings me and tells me, let's have a connect. Initially, I was reluctant to have a connection because I was unsure what to expect from him. My first meeting went really, really good. I was quite happy. I was like, wow, finally I found a mentor in me. So initial days were quite good. He actually guided me through different levels in my work responsibilities. He helped me to understand how to resolve a conflict or how to deal with a very tough situation at the workplace. Everything was going fine. And one day, I thought I'll ask him to give my feedback. I asked him that, what do you think? How am I doing as a person? He said, you are hanging off a cliff. I said, what does that mean? I don't know. Should I look happy or should I look sad about it? He just left the meeting. We continued for a couple of more days. And then I asked him again that, what do you think? Where should I improve? He said, you take up the next level. For me, next level means I'm doing great. So I asked him again. So it means I'm doing pretty well in my life. He said, you'll figure it out. And he left. This taught me that mentors are an important part of our lives. It's very good that they're supportive, they're able to guide you, but constructive feedback is equally important. As I didn't have a very good experience with the mentors, I understood what not to do as a mentor. So mentors can't be the god, they can't be a musician, but they can be a good guide if they want. Early on, I thought mentors will come with the Google Maps, tell me, Diksha, this is what exactly. I just navigate my path. It's so easy. But I learned that is not the way it is. As a mentor, this is my responsibility to carve my path the way I want to. After listening to my mentor. So here in Toastmasters, I would like to thank everybody who has actually paved my way forward through their feedbacks, encouragement, and simply being there. Mentorship is not about hierarchy. It's more about communication. It's more about personal growth. And it's more about connection. Thank you so much.
Mentorship is not about hierarchy. It's about communication. What an expressive thought. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Dikshita. I think all of us, we actually kind of related to your journey. And I think, in my opinion, I think through serendipity, if you are stumbling upon a very good mentor, half the battle is won. So thank you so much for actually walking us through this message. A quick 1 minute for all of you to share your respective feedbacks for Toastmaster Dikshita's speech in the WhatsApp group. Yatan is a deep thought about your speech. I actually saw Ashish's message on the WhatsApp group. Are you watching on YouTube live? Ashish, if you are, just let us know in the WhatsApp group. Are you the only watcher from YouTube?
It's a ghost attending.
Mayank is saying very relatable, great speech. Rashmi, great message. You incorporated your personal story really well. Hibanshu, she was very confident and calm. Truly, mentors plays big role in our progress, but it's also our responsibility to take action. Yes, action speaks louder than words. A big fat thumbs up for me. An awakening speech. Lovely speech, Dikshita, very relatable. Great. We have all the positivity and the optimism in the room, and with this, would like to bore you more with the theme of the day. Is he joining the meeting? No, okay, cool. Now let's talk about phase 3 of this theme, and I would like to talk about uptalk and cadence. Have you heard about this word uptalk? Uptalk is when you are actually not completing a statement, but in the middle of the statement, you are sounding it like a question. Let me give you an example. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forward on this continent one of my biggest pet peeve as a listener. Let's rephrase this. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forward on this continent. Did you realize the difference and the impact it does? When you are just in the middle of the sentence, or if you are just completing a sentence which is not to be which is not meant to be completed with the sound of a question mark, it leaves a very negative impact. It shows that you are low on confidence. Use cadence now. What is cadence? Martin Luther's speech. I have a dream. He pauses. That one day, pauses and continues. When you machine gun a statement, people are not likely to listen to you over an extended period of time. But when you will use cadence in your speech, when you will pace out your speech, people will be hooked. And it will project that you are the person in charge. You are going to take your time to speak in the manner, tone, pace which you choose. And you are not under pressure. Let's talk about phase 4. And I'm sure this would be the final phase of this theme. It's about conveying and not convincing. If I'm confident, I just need to convey the message to you rather than beat that information into you by repeating it into 100 different ways. I am here to convey and not here to convince you. It's your responsibility, it's your lookout if you are convinced by my opinions or thoughts or not. How many of us have found ourselves in some kind of group discussions in our colleges, maybe in offices, with our families and friends, whether we are just trying to convince our peers of what we are thinking? And has that ever in the history of humanity gone right? Any example to share? And you must have all also stumbled upon one kind of personality who is there just to convey the message. He or she just will speak it for once rather than beating that information down your throat. Any example to share? I love silences. Come on. Ayushi, Rhythm. Kaminga, you joined us late. Anything which you would like to speak on, conveying rather than convincing? Come on, guys. We just had 2 speeches. I have a lot of time to think. Yeah. Nobody? Shut up. Please save me. Okay, let me rephrase this question. How would you like to now incorporate this into your life? We can also talk about a situation where you were trying to convince people with 1,000 different ways and they weren't convinced.
Me personally, would be with my mother. There are lots of maybe it's common with a lot of our parents here, where they, for example, the recent Kashmir attacks, for example, they have a certain controversial, inappropriate opinion of a certain religion, and I realize there's no point in trying to convince them to think differently, but to actually just, like you said, convey what our thought processes and what the I don't want to say the right way to think is, but according to me, the right way to think is. I think it makes more sense to convey it using examples rather than tell them, no, what you are saying is wrong and no, this is how you should think, but just to convey, what the other side is using examples and speeches and, videos and stuff like that. So I would say that.
So much for actually saving.
It just happened yesterday.
I know. It happened with me yesterday as well. I was actually in one of these human resources conferences, and this particular speaker was just trying to convince of certain kind of platform which we should be incorporating, and there were thousands of opinions actually flooding inside the room, and they were like, no, this is not the case. You shouldn't be doing this. I'm like, what's the need? If you are confident with your material, confident people, they bring two things into the equation. One, tremendous amount of knowledge and experience, and they take refuge in the fact that what they are going to speak about, the content and the material is appropriate, and they know about it inside out comprehensively. And second, they have shaped and defined themselves by adapting them into certain kind of non-verbal cues. I'll give you a very quick example and we'll just jump right into the table topic section. Whenever you feel that your body is being rigid, you know, when you are just coming on the stage and you feel that you are uptight, your body is not kind of flowing and your gestures are not smooth and broad. What I would like to do is that it's a very, very good technique, guys. Just take a solid wall, spread out your arms like this, and just try to push this wall upwards, like this. It will actually kind of release all the muscular tension which you are going through at that point in time. Because our gestures, our stance, it kind of became broad. Our fingers started spreading. It will give you a quick boost of power and confidence. And let's just accept this one fact. People are not born confident, like you mentioned. They have insecurities. They have fears. They are not born confident. We can all become confident through the right guidance of our mentors, parents, peers, to our own achievements. I have seen children 5 years of age holding a violin with certain amount of confidence. I have seen people who are PWD, people with disabilities, sitting comfortably in chair and talking about their thoughts and perspectives. They are not born confident. There's a certain amount of non-verbal cues, which I have spoken a lot about. We all can project confidence, and we can feel confident from this. Enough of my talks. Please.
On convey and convince, which what I was reading, not happened with me, but what I was reading. So I'm a finance guy. I've never learned marketing or sales. It was completely out of my purview. But interestingly, I was reading one article on marketing and sales, and it was mentioned that a couple of decades ago, the sales of marketing was like convincing the customer that you need to buy my product. And even the colleges or the formal education for sales was focused towards that you need to learn the art of convincing another other person if you are into the selling business. Otherwise, you will never succeed. Over the time, in a decade or two, with the competition levels moving up now in the world of globalization, now the things have changed drastically. Marketing and sales are no longer about convincing, rather it's about conveying the feature of the products which you are trying to sell to the other person. And think about your personal examples as well. If someone gives you a random call and trying to convince you that you have to take a loan, would you go for it ever? Never. Rather, if a person calmly explains you what he has to offer for you, instead of just pushing you that you have to purchase this one, you will still be convinced when the person is convinced. So that's what I do.
To follow up on that, have you all ever walked into an Apple store? I don't have a MacBook or an iPhone, but I have walked into an Apple store. And I've also walked into an Android store. There is a difference of marketing and sales. They'll never pitch you, Apple guys, they'll never pitch you about their products and services. You should buy this laptop, you should buy this tablet, or you should actually buy this iPhone. They know, they are confident in the material they are offering. Go to an Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus, Samsung store, and they'll just try to feed that information down your throat, will convince you that you'll have to buy this, and we buy this because of our budget constraints sometimes, right? We would all love to buy Apple products because they are confident with their conveying skills. Thank you so much for sharing that thought. I welcome question now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our second section of the meeting, which is the table topic section. If you would like to talk about plants, nature, dogs, Rashmi is the person. She is a performance marketer by profession, ever so enthusiastic about, as I mentioned, dogs, plants, and natures. And she is going to be the table topic master. The last time she was table topic masters, all of our brains, they went for a toss. So if you would like to volunteer, I'm just giving you a heads up. A thunderous round of applause for Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you for the nice introduction. I would love to see how our fellow Toastmasters and guests are expressive. So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and our dear guests. Do you know there's a place in India which is known as God's own country?
Yes.
Yeah. And every year, thousands of tourists visit to this beautiful land and experience the slice of paradise. And last December, I got a chance to experience this paradise too. And it wasn't a normal trip. It was my birthday trip. So that is why it was a little special for me. So there's a place in Kerala, in South Kerala, which is known as Varkala. And it has the most stunning and serene beaches. Not like every other tropical beaches that we have in India, which are usually either crowded or dirty. The beaches in Varkala are calm, clean, and really beautiful. So because it was my birthday trip, and it was a little special for me, so I spent an entire week in Varkala because as a water baby, I want to be close to water, beaches. So the schedule for entire 1 week was like, I used to wake up early. I used to walk to the beach, which was just 10 minutes away from where I was staying. Then I used to catch the sunrise, sunbathe for a couple of hours, read a book. So it was all soothing and experience the slow life there, which I don't have here in Gurgaon. And as as this inner child in me, I'm always excited for new experiences and adventures in my life. So I have created a bucket list for me where I've put down all the items that I want to take in my life. So because it was my birthday and as a water baby, I wanted to take one of the items from my list, and that was surfing. So on my birthday eve, I went to the surfing school, and when I was learning surfing, it was really difficult in the start. I was failing a lot of times, but the moment I caught my first wave, that feeling was incredible. Every year, I used to be a little sad about getting older. That's how your family, your friends used to make you feel, and how your parents make you feel that you're turning old, now you have to get married, and blah blah. So, but last December was not like my any other birthday. I felt little inspired. I felt little energized by the whole experience I had in Varkala. So the feeling of getting older was it wasn't the same last birthday. So I had a chance to experience this whole slow life, meet a lot of new people, and see how energetic they are. They are doing surfing, they are doing kayaking, they're going for hiking, and how fit they are, even if they are 70s or 80s in their age. So that inspired me a lot, and that made me realize that there are so many things to do in life. You just have to know how to make your imagination, turn your imagination into reality. So just like my story, I know all of you, fellow Toastmasters and guests, have your own stories to share. So in this table topic session, I would invite you and I'll give you a start of the story and you have to leave the rest. So just share your experience, or if you don't have a similar experience based on that story, then let your imagination take over. So let's hit the ground running and start with the first table topic. Also, guests and both members and guests are allowed to participate in the table topic session. So Rhythm, I would encourage you to please participate. If not in first, then maybe in the further topics. So are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Who would like to come first? Thank you. So today I have total 8 topics with me. So out of 8, from 1 to 8, choose a number. What's 6? So I'm starting a story and then you have to complete it. And it's about you, okay? I once had a summer fair at my school and I spent all my coupons on. Do you want me to repeat?
Yeah, please.
I once had a summer fair at my school, summer fest at my school, and I spent all my coupons on. Think about what you like, think about the fest, the festival.
It's about feast.
Summer feast, like a Mela in the
Yeah.
Mela in the school.
Oh. So when I was in 5th class, there was a summer fest in my school. And my father used to give me pocket money every week. I used to save it. But I also used to like spend it. And I was with my friends who were born rich. They were spending a lot of money buying new things. I had some savings and I was just about, should I spend it or not? My inner person was saying just spend it. And I was thinking like, I don't know I should do it or not because it is about months of savings which I collected and now I'm gonna just spend it once. So in that feast, I just noticed that there are so many attractive things. Okay, there was some, I can say I used to like. Sorry, I just brought some clothes from that. I also like food, so I just spend my money on food, and also I spend some money on my friends because they used my money, and I can say, I could not say no. And today I also learned that I also need to say no like this. No. So yeah, it was a great experience for me. So
Thank you, Toastmaster Vibhanshu. It was great to hear your way of spending money on the carnival. Who is coming next? Online audience?
Everyone is there.
Yeah, I can come next. Yeah.
So choose a number from 1 to 8. 6 is already taken.
7.
While enjoying a lazy afternoon nap, I dreamt I was on beach with.
Sorry, while enjoying. Sorry, I could not hear it properly.
While enjoying a lazy afternoon nap, I dreamt I was on beach with.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so I had a very stressful last 6 months, doing all the tough work, at office. Things have not been going so well for me. There are a lot of assignments that are coming, but there are some things that would always go wrong at the last moment. So, everything was, so things were just falling out of my control, and I was getting into that state where I was not feeling very well. So one day I was lucky. I went there to, get some free time. So I went on a beach. I went on a alone trip to a beach. So there, I was just trying to think about and reflect upon what are the things, what I can improve, what I've been doing right, what I've been doing wrong. But while thinking all of this, I fall asleep. And I must say that, that was the best reflection that I could have, because at that moment, all of the sudden, I just completely lost in with all of the, complete all the negativities that I have in my mind on that beach. And there was this calm and peace which filled me with new confidence, which give me this courage that I can start again, I can do things better, and I need to stop worrying about being wrong. I just need to focus on doing something and just completing my task, and that's it. And that's what just in my control. So that afternoon, while enjoying that nap, I basically realized the whole new logic of living that life. And after that, I actually started getting all these things very easy, and things changed for good for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ida. I totally agree with you. When you're close to nature, it just calms you down, and it's the great way for the self introspection. That is really nice. Who is coming next? Praminka. I'm just principal.
We're just hiding behind you.
Throwing things under the bus. I'm playing my role. So which number do you want to choose? One. Okay. I was walking on the beach when I stumbled upon a mysterious bottle with a note inside that read, do you want me to repeat? Yeah, please. I was walking on the beach when I stumbled upon a mysterious bottle with a note that read, which must have happened down. Should I change the topic? Maybe you can describe a short story or your experience of your time at the beach.
You can talk about Singapore.
Yeah.
So recently I visited Singapore, and the things which I like the most, like the beauty. Singapore is very beautiful and charming country, and I was mesmerized to see the cleanliness and traffic. Like there is no any traffic jam. People do lane driving properly. Even I visited through a bus or metro. I never saw a single dirty corner in the Singapore. That kind of cleanliness and environment they have maintained. And the things, people are very polite, very humble. Whenever you meet, you ask any help, they always ready to help you. But the struggle which me and my husband did there regarding the food, because 99% there are people eat non-vegetarian food. Like they love to eat seafood, lot of. But it's around 1 week we spent there, and we just we our breakfast, lunch, or dinner we just had the French fries only because there was no any option for the vegetarian. And the day when we came back, we just got to know like there is a place, Little India, in the Singapore. There South Indian people used to live. So we went there, and finally one day we had a proper meal there. So like this was the only struggle. Otherwise, we enjoyed a lot. Everything was very like proper. So thank you.
Toastmaster Kaminka. I know Singapore is a very lovely place, and I totally agree with you. Your story was very relatable to me because being a vegetarian, it's always a struggle to find good veg food, especially in the areas where we have beaches or near the sea. But what I do is I always carry protein bars with me just for the backup. Or I have this Moms and Company or Haldiram's packed food that I can carry and put it in my backpack. Or I just rely on fruits and vegetables. So that really helps me to cover the most of the days of my trip if the veg food is not available. All right. Who is next? Yatin, Vishaka, Dikshita, Mayank, Ayushi, Saurabh. Pointing at me to point at them. My job is over.
Pointing like this to this.
Kashyap. Kashyap.
I'm scared of her topics.
The one is staying safe is asking me to. 1, 6, and 7.
6 and 7.
5, 7. 5? No, 1, 6, and 7.
Let's go with one last time. It
No,
was very
one is
tough.
alright. Out of 1 to 8, you can't choose 1, 6, and 7.
5.
5. My favorite. My friends dared me to jump into the lake, but little did I know.
My friends
Dared me to jump. My friends dared me to jump into the lake, but little did I know.
Actually, this is a very relatable story. I've done this. So back in my hometown. So it's not my friends, but my uncle. So we went to the lake where we wanted to do fishing. So we put this small bomb, a gelatin bomb. We put it to the lake, and the fishes, they come. So my uncle and my cousin brothers, they told me, Kashyap, why don't you jump? Because you're a good swimmer. I'm like, sure, I just jumped. But little did I know that there was a creepy snake over there, water snake. That, hit me very bad. And I just jumped and I'm seeing something like, oh. So, yeah, but it was a good thing. But for the next 15-20 minutes, I was like backflip. It was like a live body, just floating in the waters. But yeah, but later on it was good because jumping in the lake is also really good. Why? Because if you have seen this movie also, Bajrangi Bhaijaan. Yeah, when Salman Khan's brother tells him, he jumps over there and he's always scared. But when he misses his brother, he just goes and jumps. It's a good feeling actually. Why? Because it's something like even in your real life to get rid of your fear. You always say that I will get this done tomorrow or today. But tomorrow never comes. So just enjoy the moment. Just go and just jump. Yeah, just jump. Nothing is gonna happen. If something is gonna happen, it has to happen already. So I just say that if you want to do something, just do it. Don't think about it. Thank you.
Master Kashyap, you are definitely daring and live in the moment. Even I would love to try that next time.
Movie was not Bajrangi Bhaijaan. It was Tube Light.
Who is next?
Dikshita, Mayank.
Okay, Toastmaster ma'am, I would like to call you.
Do you have a beach question left? Because last weekend I was in Thailand.
No, it's not a beach question.
Then I'm not taking it up.
Do you like lemonade?
That's a question.
No, I'm asking you, do you like lemonade? Okay. So, I tried making lemonade for the first time this summer, but accidentally made liquid soap. Toastmaster ma'am.
I like this shake of hand. It's like buying some confidence. All right. I'm a non-alcoholic person. I never take alcohol. Sometimes my wife takes beer, so I try to accompany her. but she knows that I am fond of lemon. But on a given date at home, it was decided that I will make something. And a person like me, who has always been like mama's boy, who never grown up and seen beyond boiling the eggs, he has never done anything in kitchen. It was a task for me. So I confidently said her, let me try. I'll make something wow for you and you will love it. So I opened the YouTube just to see if there is any video which I can follow while I make a lemonade, a nice lemonade for her. But as soon as I entered kitchen, I realized that even though I have YouTube, the information of entire world is with me. I do not know where the ingredients are in the kitchen. And even Google cannot tell me. Only my wife can answer this, but I cannot go back to her. That will be very embarrassing. So I have to do something on my own. Initially, I followed YouTube video properly and I was doing a good job. But in YouTube, I was seeing that his glass is showing some bubbles. And the glass which I made doesn't have any bubbles. What should I do? There was a liquid over there. I thought that it will be a good presentation. I'll sprinkle some liquid over there and it will show up some bubbles and it will have the same presentation as the YouTube video what I'm seeing there. And I tried that because I thought that I'm standing in kitchen. I cannot expect that liquid to be a soap. And ultimately, it was a disaster. I offered her the drink. She had one sip and our date was ended. Thank you.
Are you still married?
So the way you are, my sister is just like you only. Whenever I ask her to make something for me, so she doesn't know anything in the kitchen where the tea leaves are kept or where sugar is kept. So she always tries to make something very perfect, but in the end, it turns out to be a disaster. So last two.
Last. You will do last.
I'll give you very easy one. Go. Okay, just a hint. It's from my story. Okay. Vishaka? Yes. Very scared.
She will shake hands, you don't worry.
So transfer the confidence in. It was the first day of summer vacation, and my family surprised me with plane tickets to Toastmaster Vishaka. Over to you.
Thank you. This has never happened to me. But okay, give me a minute. Okay. Or okay, can I change the topic by myself?
I mean, you can speak just anything.
I'll speak about
Any
the
destination.
topic.
It was the first day of summer vacation, and my family surprised me with plane tickets to anywhere.
Okay. So I will change it to it was the first day of summer vacations and for my family to surprise me with plane tickets to Africa. This has been my dream destination for a while, and I'm extremely fond of animals and animal conservation. There is actually an elephant that I have adopted in a shelter in Africa, specifically in the Nairobi nursery. This is a wildlife trust called Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, where they give you an opportunity to donate a nominal amount to care for a particular elephant, which is being rescued from the wild, and this particular elephant that I've adopted is named Olorien, which actually means olive tree in the African language, because she was found as an orphan near an olive tree. And so, of course, Olorien has multiple adoptive parents, because as you would all imagine, caring for an elephant is extremely expensive, and I, of course, donate only a very small portion of what actually it takes to care for her. And so I have been meaning for the longest time to take a trip to Nairobi, to the nursery, to go visit her, and I keep getting updates from this trust every month with pictures of her, with her, feeding, with her playing in the mud, with her making new friends, and that's something I would like to go witness in person. And I'm hoping that my husband is going to surprise me one day with tickets to Africa, or of course I can make it happen for myself. So, yeah.
This was very inspiring, Toastmaster Vishaka. I would love to connect with you regarding this program.
Oh.
My friends and I made a list of 5 crazy things to do this summer. And the first one was over to you, Toastmaster.
You cannot say about all of Can you repeat?
My friends and I made a list of 5 crazy things to do this summer, and the first one was.
The first one should be it's summertime to go for Vrindavan and explore all the temples and their like galiyas and eating foods. Like there are a lot of food options. So you can taste every you can feel every food taste, their aromas, the smells of masalas, and after that me and my friends go shoot for Ganga for a holiday because, as we know, it's really I think I can't recognize all of that. There are a lot of temples. I said there are a lot of temples, and after that, one of the best temples I should go explore is Prem Mandir. Prem Mandir, and there was Varsana. You have to climb all the stairs to go top of the temple, and after reaching the place, the view is really amazing. All the towns you can see, the little mountains, the little houses, people are taking the photos of temples and with their families, and that's it. I think for me, I get nervous at all. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. Vrindavan is really a nice place and very close to my heart as well. I love the temples, especially the ISKCON temple. And the biryani they serve in the end as a prasad, pulao, that is really tasty. And I enjoy the dance that all the gopiyas do. So I got a chance to join them as well. So it was really. All right, with that, thank you so much. All the stories were really amazing and you all were very expressive. Thank you so much.
I warned you all, right? At the start of this section, all of our brains will go for the toss. But thank you so much for this experience of actually Vrindavan. It's very, very close to my heart. I visited there in the month of November last year. Loved my time there. Would love to go again. Great. Thank you so much. A big round of applause. Quickly, just key takeaways, if I have to say, before we'll just hand over the physical tires for our evaluation report, how we did, good, bad, ugly. But prior to that, key takeaways from this meeting. Ikshita.
Action speaks louder than words.
Rashmi.
I think it wasn't just the regular meeting. I think I want to incorporate all the things and phases that you shared. in my speaking journey.
Thank you. Key takeaway, man.
I'll share when I'll be talking about my evaluation. I'll share that for sure.
Raminka.
So say the best.
Yeah, of course.
Raminka.
Yeah, accent speaks louder than words.
Okay, thank you. Saurav.
Yeah.
Key takeaway from this meeting for you.
Clear my mind. Clear my mind is something.
I'll tell you, when I was actually talking about that, you have to feel confident from within. I think the story which he shared, he actually lived that story, because of which he was actually able to be expressive.
Yeah.
Also shared it very beautifully. You are actually growing leaps and bounds, brother, and just kudos to you and more power to you. Vishaka, any key takeaway?
Yeah, convey, not don't convince.
Kashyap, key takeaway. Snake bite?
Any takeaway from your side? About the overall meeting.
The meeting.
Yeah.
For the travel, Rashmi review.
Yeah.
Scary. Yeah? It was wonderful. It was wonderful. It's like how she actually told about the experiences she had, and she wanted us also to share. So that was a wonderful.
For me, it has to be that never volunteer when she's a kid.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Thank you.
For me,
Devanshu.
it was conveying the people, because most of the time we start just convincing people what we want.
Hmm.
And even if I talk about my profession, although I'm in sales, so I convince people, but there's a message how we are delivering our, I can say, pitch. So it should be conveying, not convincing that we are pushing something.
Be a sales. Be a sales guy from Apple Store, not from Android Store. They'll educate you about the products, will never ever mention the price or will urge you to actually buy the product. Key difference. Yes, you get it.
I think all the non-verbal cues that you spoke about, they were all super interesting, and I'm going to go back to this meeting and actually go to the recording to really incorporate those in my speeches going forward.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ayushi, key takeaway from your end?
For me, it is the one action that you did, that press against the wall and push it upwards so that your body feels a little relaxed. So that is something I'll remember for a very long time.
Thank you so much. It does help big time. Rhythm.
Yeah, for me, the key takeaway was like when you speak, you should mean what you speak it. So just that makes a huge difference.
100%. Nothing can top that. Thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful meeting. Thank you so much for actually hearing me patiently talk about the non-verbal communication. It does not make me an expert at all. It just makes me a sheer learner. With that, we'll straight away now jump to the evaluation section, which will be led by Toastmaster Mayank. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Mayank.
Thank you.
Back to you, Bhavesh.
All right, I have filled up 4 pages. Okay. So the evaluation sections has 3 subsections, as you all know. As a first step, we will start with the evaluation of the today's speaker. I think we had 2 amazing, lovely speakers today. And for that, I will request the evaluators to come one by one onto the stage and share their evaluation. The first speech was delivered by Toastmaster Ayushi, and her evaluator was, I think, Toastmaster Yatin, right? You were the evaluator. Please come on to the stage.
Possible takes a little longer. What a beautiful speech and beautiful message for all of us. I think it served as a powerful reminder that nothing good in life actually comes easy, and we have to put in the effort and take time to get that. What really stood out for me in Ayushi's speech was her impeccable storytelling. It transported me into my own childhood, where it evoked strong memories of this movie that I once watched in my childhood with my friends. It wasn't a movie night per se, maybe a movie day, but it evoke memories of Spy Kids that I watched when I was a child with my school friends. I think what really helped bring out that storytelling was that you were really very descriptive. You clearly laid out, so in terms of what all went into planning of that movie night, who did what each item, each ticket costed, how much the kids actually ended up spending on it. And, I really liked some of the phrases which you used. For example, you said the cookies were fresh out of the oven. So that really stood with me. It really evoked the smell of, those freshly baked cookies that I was actually imagining and craving in my head at that point of time. So kudos for that. Your voice modulation was super, I would say. You would truly, like, the highs and lows in your tone truly were very expressive, and you brought out the emotions exceedingly well throughout your speech. Finally, I would say that your gestures were also very appropriate. I loved what you did with the ticket waving and thumbs up gestures. It truly conveyed that actions speak louder than words. So I think that was a true embodiment of today's phrase of the day. If I were to come to some improvement areas, although there were not too many, but if I have to talk about a couple of things which I feel could possibly elevate your speech to the next level. So firstly, I think the key takeaway for the audience was impossible takes a little bit longer, right? So I would have really appreciated if you spoke a little bit more about, what were the challenges which went into planning of this movie night. I think you did focus a lot on how it went, what all you did, but maybe if you could have spoken a bit more about what were the exact challenges, how did you overcome those obstacles? That would have probably linked it a bit more closer to the key takeaway and the title of the speech. Secondly, what I also felt was that when speaking virtually, maybe you could stand up and slightly move a little bit away from the camera so that your hand gestures are more clearly visible. I felt that at times while you were making hand gestures, they sort of moved out of the frame, and I was not able to clearly see what you were trying to convey through your hand gestures. So going forward, maybe you could try that when speaking virtually. So yeah, I think that's it from my end. Very, very well done, Ayushi, and I really look forward to hearing you in upcoming speeches.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Ayushi, it was a wonderful speech, I must say. Just two feedbacks from my side as a general evaluator. One feedback Toastmaster Yatin has already captured in his feedback only, that when you are virtually giving a speech, you need to stand a little bit away from the camera so the people can see you properly and your hands movements as well. Second feedback is just a little bit work on your voice modulation and pitch so that it goes up and down with the story. It will help you engage audience. But overall, it was a lovely speech. Thank you for that. Second speech was delivered by Toastmaster Dikshita, and for that, I would request you to please come onto the virtual stage and provide your evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Today, Dikshita shared her experience as a protege. And in her speech, she started with a quote, which is a very key way to start the speech, just to get our attention immediately. And that was done very well. The speech had many stories that shared her ups and downs of being a mentee. And I really like the way she described her experience, like when she was looking for her mentor, she was searching around like a lost puppy, and how the mentor described her behavior, like as if she was hanging off a cliff. So that was very descriptive, and it really made me understand and feel what she was feeling. And in the end, I really like the way that you thanked us all, audience, who played a big part in your growth and journey. So it was overall a job well done. Any speech has hopes of improvement, and I also have some points where I think we can do better in this speech. So the purpose of the speech was to share your experience as a protege. And from your speech, I recall there were 3 to 4 instances where you mentioned them. you were in college, when you were at work, and who briefly even mentioned about Toastmasters, who your mentor is in Toastmasters. If I were you, I would have done it a little bit differently. Because from what I got from your experience is that you were looking for mentors, and mentors didn't really reciprocated much. But I don't believe that. I think even though if we look outside and people might not mentor us, there is always someone who has mentored us and made the way they are. So for me, it's my mother. It could be a sister for you, could be a sibling, could be a parent. Tell about their experiences as well. Point 1. Point 2, I would have liked you to follow a timeline. You shared briefly about Ashish, and then you tell us about a mentor, someone who was in the college days. And I was wondering, who is this teacher she's talking about? I want to know more about it. Why wasn't she interested in mentorship? I had these questions in mind when I was listening to your college experience. Again, at work, you told us that your mentor was from a different department. Who was he? Why wasn't he interested? Tell me a little bit more so that keeps me engaged. I had a lot of questions like why? Who is this guy? What's his name? What does he do? Tell us a little bit more. It helps us with the visualizations and it will help us connect with you and in your story. Apart from that, I really liked your energy throughout. Even though you shared experiences where you were reaching out to your mentor multiple times, and I think it can get exhausting, you still maintained an upbeat, and the way I see it is that you have a lot to give up attitude, and if there is something that you have made your mind on, that you want a mentor and you want to learn from it, you are willing to do the work and to find the mentor who would really help you in your personal and professional journey. So that is the message I got from you. Keep up the good work, Dikshita, and all the best for your next speech. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayushi. That was a very descriptive and detailed feedback. I fully agree with the feedback. I thoroughly enjoyed your speech, Toastmaster Dikshita. Just one small feedback. When you are standing on stage, try to control your unconscious movement. You are moving like this unconsciously, not consciously. Try to control that. That shows nervousness. In fact, your voice was so calm and composed. So try to hold your body language as well, right? But otherwise, it was a wonderful speech. And both the speech evaluators, you did a great job. You followed the CRC approach properly while giving the feedback. Just one small feedback for you. When we are introducing the path and the purpose, it's TMOD who announced the topic, not the evaluator. So just bear this thing in mind when you are the evaluator. Give it back to TMOD so that he will announce the topic and the speaker. You will announce only the path and purpose, but otherwise it was wonderful. Thank you so much. Moving on to the second subsection of the general evaluation, in which I will call upon my team and they will share their specific feedback. As a first step, I'll call upon the timer, Toastmaster Saurabh, to share the time report, please.
For this report for prepared speeches, Toastmaster IUC, you takes 7 minutes 59 seconds overtime. Toastmaster Dikshita, you take 7 minutes 6 seconds, slightly overtime. For table topics, Toastmaster Vivanshu, you take 1 minute 30 seconds. Guest rhythm, you take 1 minute 56 seconds. Toastmasters Kraminka, you take 1 minute 42 seconds. Toastmaster Kashyap, you take 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Mayank, you take 2 minutes 15 seconds overtime. Toastmaster Vishakha, you take 1 minute 27 seconds. Team Saurabh, Toastmaster Saurabh is me. I take 1 minute 28 seconds. For evaluators, Toastmaster Yatin, you take 3 minutes 23 seconds, which is overtime. And Toastmaster Ayushi, you take 3 minutes 36 seconds, which is also overtime. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. Next, I will call upon the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Vishakha, right? Yes, please come up to the stage.
right, over to you.
Hi everyone, I'll be presenting the grammarian's report in two sections today. The first section will highlight the good usage of grammar. We had some wonderful prepared speeches and table topic speeches today. And I've noted down many strong examples of effective grammar usage along with phrases that stood out to me. I'll be sharing these along with the names of the respective speakers. The second section will focus more on the areas of improvement. In this part, I'll point out a few common grammatical errors or awkward constructions, and I'll be not mentioning any names in this section. So let's begin with the first section. TMOD Bhavesh used some great phrases like project yourself as a confident person, theatrical display of power, confidence can be meek and quiet, growing by leaps and bounds. There were also several other phrases, but these are the few I noted down. General evaluator Mayank used, again, many great phrases. I was too mesmerized to note down most of it. But a couple of basic ones I noted down are time is money, backbone of English language, grammar. I think these phrases that you use make your delivery very, very effective. Toastmaster Ayushi in her speech used parallelism really well. Parallelism is the use of similar grammatical structures to create rhythm and balance. So to give an example, she used this phrase, she listens, she nods, she says. And without parallelism, this sentence would have been something, it could have been something like she listens, she is nodding, she said, which is not parallel. So I felt she used that several times. Another example for Toastmaster Ayushi is have to nurture it, fuel it, and make it happen. So there were several such examples of parallelism. She also used other phrases which showed vivid imagery. Team of volunteers were all fired up. Kids were bustling like bees, crumpled notes. So I felt those were really good examples. The second prepared speech speaker, Toastmaster Dikshita, used phrases like rushed to her like a puppy, under his wings, paved my way forward. And you also used tenses correctly in many places. For example, you said, when I got stuck with something, I called my mentor. It's a very simple sentence, but often we tend to mess up the tense. An incorrect phrase would have been, when I got stuck with something, I called my mentor. But you used it correctly and you said, I called my mentor, both in the past tense. TTM Rashmi used phrases like turn imagination into reality, hit the ground running. In the table topics, I feel like I learned some life lessons. Some phrases I've noted down. Toastmaster Rhythm used need to stop worrying about being wrong. Toastmaster Kashyap said tomorrow never comes. If you want to do something, just do it. Don't think about it. Toastmaster Kraminka used mesmerized to see the cleanliness. Moving on to the second section, areas where grammar usage could be improved. I'm sharing these with the hope that we become better speakers in the future and it would help us grow. Somebody used my voice was shivering. It could have been my voice was quivering. Somebody used the impact it does. It should have been the impact it creates. Instead of imperative responsibility, it could have been critical or pressing responsibility. Somebody used the speech could not be that much influential. It should have been the speech would not have been influential. Somebody said, while thinking about this, I fall asleep. It should have been, while thinking about this, I fell asleep. Somebody said, no, any option. It should have been no option. Somebody used, I said her. It should have been, I told her. And somebody used a collective of 6 kids. It would have been better to say a group of 6 kids. Somebody used, I wanted a guidance. It should have been, I wanted guidance, or I wanted some guidance. And similarly, somebody used a not put an effort. It should have been not put effort or not put any effort, because guidance and effort are uncountable nouns. So using and is not necessary. That's it. This brings me to the end of my report. It was a pleasure listening to all of you and back to you.
If I'm not mistaken, you missed to announce the people who use the word and phrase of the day.
That's right. I carried this notebook. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'm the one evaluator survey.
Yeah. Okay, so expressive was used 5 times, once by Toastmaster Mayank, twice by Toastmaster Bhavesh, and twice by Toastmaster Rashmi. Thank you so much. And the phrase actions speak louder than words was used 4 times. Toastmaster Mayank, Bhavesh, Dikshita, and Kramita. Each was. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Great job. Kudos to you. Next, I will call upon my tag team member, our counter, Toastmaster Himanshu. Great.
Toastmaster Ethan.
Sorry,
I forget the name.
I was about to appreciate the way you shake hands, and I stopped that appreciation in me.
Sorry, I forget the name.
Gentlemen.
So I'm on the stage again. Sorry, man.
Go ahead.
So now I have the report, okay? So first of all, I would like to say thank you all of you for cooperating and for your support. That I noticed that there are less or these kind of words. So if I talk about Toastmasters Bhavesh, he took 6 times one time and 1 time. Toastmaster Dikshita took 2 times. Toastmasters Rashmi took 8 times, and so 4 times repeated words. So for me, I have 2 times. These are the repeated words. I also used they can say repeated words. For Toastmasters Rhythm, he took 3 times, you 2 times, I was 2 times, I went 2 times. For Toastmaster Karmanika, he took 10 times, 1 time, so 1 time. These are the repeated so far. For Toastmaster Kashyap, he used 2 times, 1 time. For Toastmaster Mayank, he took 2 times. Toastmaster Vishaka, he took 5 times. For Toastmaster Saurabh, he took 1 time. Repeated words like he took 2 times, every 2 times, after that 2 times, if and he took 2 times. And for evaluation, Toastmaster Yatin, he took 16 times and 1 time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice one. That was a detailed one. Thank you for that. Just a small feedback. If the number of and ums are more than 5, just say 5 plus instead of giving the exact. Okay, that's the best practice we follow. All right. Now moving on to the last section, which is my feedback, and I'll share my feedback in multiple subsections. It'll take 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Overall, the meeting was beyond amazing. We were 5 minutes late, which is fine. That is understandable. It happens. We started our meeting with a very nice address from our Sergeant-at-Arms and our presiding officer. I'll firstly start with the feedback for the table topic section, right? Firstly, our table topic master. What I've learned in Toastmaster journey that for table topic, the best thing you can do is you have to be creative. If you can't be creative enough, you will not be able to engage audience in the table topic section. And I think she did a brilliant job as a table topic master. The second thing, which she always does, whenever she plays the role of table topic master, she just doesn't come onto the stage and start giving the topic. She firstly beautifully sets the context. And this time, she came with a story. I was very curiously listening to her story, paying my full attention, but on the back of my head, I was just thinking how it is related to table topic section. I was patiently listening to her story and I was enjoying her story, but I was thinking the story is nice, beautiful. How is she going to connect to the table topic section? But at the end, when I listened to the table topics that she had for the day, and I was able to connect the dots properly. So kudos to you. It was a great job done. Thank you so much for that. Give a huge round of applause. Next, the table topic speakers. I will give some 1 or 2 line feedback for the table topic speakers as well. Before I get into the name, the one small feedback for all of us, whenever we are in a table topic, as a table topic speaker, please do not start with so. Out of, I think, 7 or 8 speakers, I observed this thing in 5 cases at least. We started with so. Shouldn't do that. All right? Just try to find some better word for that. First was Vivanshu, Summerfest. It was not an easy question, of course, and you were I liked your confidence. You raised your hand. I'll be the first speaker. With a pause, you started well. The difficult task that we all need to learn is to articulate a story. And I think you started well, you articulated well, you struggled towards the end. How to end the story properly, that's where you little bit struggled. But overall, it was a good. Next was rhythm. As a guest, for the first time speaker in an eloquent Toastmaster, I think it was a very good attempt that you made. And one thing, your topic was so naughty, but you turned it into a decent answer. Because whenever, as an audience, when we listen to the table topics for someone else, we start creating our own answers in our mind. That happens. And for your question, I was thinking Deepika Padukone Besharam Rang song, but you answered it so professionally, so elegantly. Kudos to you. Then Kaminga very nicely articulated the story around your trip to Singapore. Just a feedback, try to slightly stick to the topic, as the topic was around the beaches. Although you described your vacation really well, but the topic was around beaches. So try to stick to that extent possible, but otherwise it was Kashyap. It was full of fun. Very nice. We were fully engaged with your hand gestures, your expressions. We were all with you when you were speaking. Next was Mayank. I was fantastic. Then it was Vishaka. Vishaka, I think your hand movement is amazing. You express so many things with just your hand. That's great. And your calm and composed voice. So it was a good one. Next was Saurabh. Saurabh, I know you started your Toastmaster journey. You will learn with others gradually, but try to come here more often. And when you come here, don't stand like this. Okay? Stand freely. We all are learning, right? So stand freely. All right. So that was the table topic section. Last is a note from your wife, I think. Happy Thanksgiving. I don't know who gave it. It was in my diary. It was not a Valentine's gift, it was a Happy Thanksgiving Day. Anyways, the last and certainly not the least, the feedback out about our TMOD, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Bhavesh. When I started my Toastmaster journey back in February 2024, at that time, the objective I had in my mind that whenever I come into this room, I need to learn communication. That was the objective. But after having spent more than a year in Toastmasters, my objective has changed drastically. The objective is not to learn communication, the objective is to learn wisdom, the personal development. Thanks to these guys like him, Ashish, when they come onto the stage, I know as an audience, whenever I will walk out of the room, I'll be a better version of myself. And these guys ensure these things. When he started his presentation today, very clearly, he set the objective of today's meeting. To avoid any confusion, what are we going to achieve in next 2 hours? He very clearly set the objective. He asked us to answer something through a show of hand, and then he clearly outlined the objective of the meeting. The best thing he does whenever he asks anyone to come onto the stage, he adds so many beautiful adjectives. I fell short of words where he's finding new words always, wonderful woman, fantastic speaker, amazing and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Very nice, very nicely he articulates entire session. Another best thing is he himself think out of the box and he takes the entire audience into the journey of that imagination. And we all not just walk with him, we all fly with him. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it was indeed a very nicely articulated, very polished and structured session. For me, you were asking takeaways. There is not one, not two. There are multiple takeaways. And the best one, let me tell you, when you said that, this is the meaning of confidence. Confidence is not about creating noise. Confidence is about calmness. So overall, a great session. Please give a huge round of applause to our team. With this, I end the general evaluation section and I hand it back to the presiding.
I know the voting link has been sent to the guest group. Just vote for all the speakers, all the participants. Meanwhile, Rhythm, do you like to give a feedback or what you enjoyed in the meeting?
Yeah, Dikshita. So it was really wonderful meeting. Like for me, this was the second meeting I was attending as a guest for this Eloquent Club. So yeah, like just maintaining that high level of speeches every time is like just wonderful for me. How the whole meeting is carried out and all of that thing, or like how all of the meeting is carried out and like everyone is contributing so well. And like everyone has a role, like whatever the responsibility is given to someone, he's like fulfilling it with full dedication. It shows like there is a preparation that goes beyond just this 2 hours. Like it's not like you are just coming into this stage and presenting. This definitely needs a lot of thinking and a lot of pre-work. So yeah, so it's like wonderful experience. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your feedback, and as well said, and I do agree that I'm Mata of ETC. So my next question is, when are you joining us as a member?
Yeah, so I'll be joining in May. So like I had a conversation with Vishal, so he told me, yeah, so from next meeting I'll be joining, most probably.
Great. So
I'm
we
not
have
sure.
one member. So happy. Okay, so I think everybody has done with the voting. Okay, so let's start. The best OGS role player. Vishakha, Saurav, Nakanshu. Any guesses? We all would answer. Vishakha. And my name is 100%. Congratulations, somebody please take a picture. Best role player, Bhavesh, Rashmi, Maya.
Very hard one. All three would be.
Rashmi. Guesses?
Bhavesh.
Best prepared speech speaker, Ayushi and Dikshita. That's a tough one. Maybe a tie. Yeah.
It's not a tie.
It's not a tie. Yeah, Bhavesh.
Okay. She is winning.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like I'm shaking a hand with the other person. It was invisible.
Best prepared speech evaluator, Yatin, Ayushi.
Yeah, it's very tough.
Yeah. Maybe a tie. This time. Ayushi. Let's take a picture. Yeah. Is it possible? More.
Spotlight. ठीक है. How do I spotlight her?
Shake the hands and I'll crop the bottom. I'll crop the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, I need the other.
Your hand is coming right in front of you.
Done? Thank you. And the best table topic speaker, Vipanshu, Kaminka, guest rhythm, Kashyap, Mayank, Vishakha, Saurav.
Mayank.
Mayank, Kashyap, Vishakha, Kashyap.
Yeah.
Thank you all for today's attending the meeting and make it so successful. And thank you, Mr. Bhavesh, for it's a very nice engagement. Actually, it was a very nice session. Thank you so much. And in a couple of seconds or minutes, I will send you the agenda for next week. So please vote and please volunteer for the roles. Thank you all.
All right.
Yeah, should be
Yeah. I should inform Sharad.
About the successful meeting.
No. Two things. You get the speech.
Yeah.
Done. He has to approve my level tonight. Otherwise, I'm killing.
Where should I stand?
Yeah.
Ayushi, can you take the screenshot?
Yes, I will do that.
Oh yeah.
Is everyone in the view?
Just give us a second.
Have all? Some of you can join Gurgaon Champions Toastmasters Club as well. I mean, with Karnika and Kashyap. Yes. Okay. Please? On account of 3, 2, 1, and smile. 1 second, one more time. 3, 2, 1, and.
Bananas.
Okay, done. Done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. See you.
Leave.
Yes.
Yes. We should exit now. Yeah.
You were like,